Hello, 5th and 6th grade. This is your history video for Friday. Sorry this is late. I'm going to help you a little bit with your work text. You only have one work text page to do, but we only have 2 pages or 3 pages of reading. And so if you look at a little bit on 117, it says, when someone mentions sharing ideas, finding information, and selling goods across the globe, do you think of the World Wide Web? More than 2,000 years ago, there was a different kind of web that accomplished the same things, just in a slower physical way. Says the Silk Road was a web of trade routes stretching between China, India, Persia, Egypt, and Europe. Although named for the delicate and expensive fabric Chinese artisans made, the routes also carried things such as gems, spices, artwork, tools, vegetables, and grains. I guess it's sort of like the ancient Amazon in a sense. Says they also allowed the spread of information and philosophies from one culture to another. Travelers on these roads had to be prepared for robbers, harsh weather, and rough terrain. Here, nomadic tribesmen are attacking the caravan of the merchant Chen Yu. Since he had prepared well for the journey by hiring guards, he survived the robbery and made it to the next caravanserai, an inn for travelers where the men and camels could eat and rest. All right, and so on the next page we have, starting with the geography, it says geography. In the eastern part of the world, civilization grew and thrived. Ancient China was separated from the rest of the world by mountains, deserts, and an ocean. In fact, if you go to your worksheet, page 91, it says, what benefits did China's natural boundaries provide? And it provided protection from foreign invaders for a long time. And so there's your answer there. This isolation did not keep China's culture from flourishing. The Chinese were an advanced people. They were more skilled than many other civilizations of their day. The advanced skills of the Chinese support the fact that people had always been intelligent because they were created in God's image, just like we learned in India as well. And the Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, the abilities that they had, the buildings that they have, and the abilities of the things that they had in their buildings, which we think of as more recent, but it actually was there in ancient civilizations as well. Geography played an important role in the development of ancient China. The Himalaya Mountains provided a natural southwest border, keeping invaders out. The Himalayan Mountains are the highest mountains in the world, with many peaks having an elevation more than 24,000 feet above sea level. The Gobi Desert and the Taklamakan Desert. We'll skip that next page, 119, go to 120. Border the north and west of China. Extreme temperatures and poisonous snakes make these two deserts the world's most dangerous. The China Sea and the Yellow Sea are China's eastern and southern borders. Both seas are part of the Pacific Ocean. In ancient times, few civilizations had mastered shipbuilding. Being isolated from the rest of the world allowed the Chinese civilization to grow and thrive without Western influence. When the early Chinese migrated to East Asia, they settled near rivers. The Yangtze River and the Huanghe are among the most important geographic features in China. These rivers provided fertile soil, food, fresh water, and transportation, which allowed the ancient Chinese to thrive. Along these rivers, the Chinese built villages that eventually grew into a civilization. They named their land the Middle Kingdom because they thought it was in the center of the earth. The Chinese flourished as an advanced civilization. Notice that Huanghe, under that caption, it says Yellow River, and one of the two major rivers that run through China. Now, go back to the map on the previous page. It says, location: China's fourth largest country in the world, is located in East Asia, also known as the Far East. China shares its border with 14 countries: North Korea to the east, Russia and Mongolia to the north, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, and Pakistan to the west, and India, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Laos, and Vietnam to the south. So many countries that they border. Most of China has a temperate climate similar to that of the United States. Both countries are close to the same lines of latitude. China's temperature varies from region to region. The climate is affected by yearly monsoons. Annual precipitation ranges from less than 1 inch to more than 80 inches. The northern regions are snowy in the winter, and the southeastern coast is rainy in the summer and autumn. Topography. The eastern region is the lowlands, where the Yangtze River and the Huanghe flow to the ocean. In central China, the land becomes rolling hills. The western part of China is hilly and mountainous. Tibet and southwest China has some of the highest mountain peaks in the world. Natural resources. China is one of the largest producers of iron ore. Large amounts of coal and oil exist there, but the industry for these resources needs further development. Other natural resources include deposits of tungsten, bauxite, aluminum, zinc, uranium, tin, lead, and mercury. The land has been heavily farmed, and many of the original forests have been destroyed. All right, so let's look at our work text page. That's our reading. And on your work text page, you'll notice several of the questions. The first one we already answered together, and it said, number 2. And by the way, this your word is Far East, your secret word. And so number 2, how do the advanced skills of the ancient Chinese support biblical truth? And they support the fact that people have always been intelligent because they're creating God's image, just like we read there. Same thing with India and other nations as well. What did the Chinese name their land? And they named it the Middle Kingdom because they thought it was in the center of the earth. All right. How might the effect of geography be different for modern China than it was for ancient China? It says, though natural barriers still provide some protection, modern transportation and communications connect China with the rest of the world. Because trade is an important part of its economy, modern China would not want to be totally isolated. Although I think that if the communist government could do that, they would, but they can't. China is and then number 5, China is the 4th largest country in the world today, according to the information we just read. China is located in East Asia, also known as the Far East, also our secret word. Number 7, modern China shares its border with, now I thought they said 16 countries. Let's see. Maybe I misread it. 14 countries. I misread it. Okay, so it is 14 countries. China has a climate that is affected by yearly monsoons. Monsoons really aren't the rains. The rains are brought because of the monsoon, which is actually the wind. And so the wind changes direction, that brings the rains. But the monsoon is actually the wind that they're talking about. Modern China is one of the world's largest producers of iron ore. The highest mountains in the world are the Himalaya Mountains. The Gobi Desert and the Taklamakan Desert are dangerous because of extreme temperatures, and venomous snakes is another thing. Can you imagine? The Pacific Ocean isolated ancient China because few civilizations had mastered shipbuilding. And then, for 13 through 16 is CDBA, and hopefully that helped you. Sorry about the videos being late. As I mentioned in the science video, I had to go to Yakima yesterday to pick up a car that Mrs. Jones and I bought, and we have it now, but didn't get back in time and I'd forgotten to put the videos up, or do the videos and put them up yesterday, and so here they are now. Enjoy. Look forward to seeing you on Monday.